Well, welcome to Burkina Faso, where something truly remarkable is taking shape in 2025. This video takes you inside Burkina Faso's biggest ongoing mega infrastructure projects that are literally transforming how the country moves, trades, connects, and dreams. It's a fascinating time. In October 2025, Burkina Faso might still be one of the world's poorer nations on paper, but look closer, and you'll see a country in motion. From massive road paving initiatives linking forgotten villages to bustling trade corridors to new solar farms lighting up towns. They're acts of transformation. So, stick around, because we're going to dive into the most ambitious infrastructure developments currently reshaping Burkina Faso. And let's dive right in. 6. Abidjan, Ouagadougou Railway Rehabilitation. This is more than steel and sleepers. It's the spine of a trade route that once pulsed with freight and passengers across West Africa. Rehabilitating that line, and knitting it into a broader regional loop linking Abidjan, Ouagadougou, Niamey, and beyond, is a project with gutsy ambition. The work covers reballasting track, replacing or repairing bridges, upgrading signaling and stations, and buying or overhauling locomotives and wagons so the line can reliably handle heavier loads and higher frequency service. The corridor itself stretches roughly 1,200 kilometers between Abidjan and Ouagadougou and, when tied into the wider P division, becomes a segment of a roughly 3,600 kilometers regional loop that planners say could one day move tens of millions of tons per year. Completion dates are phased and project by project. Many rehabilitation stretches are scheduled in multi-year blocks, with visible on-the-ground progress from 2024 to 2026 for early packages and longer horizons for full corridor modernization into the late 2020s. 5. Donsin Solar Power Station. Located at the Donsin site near Lumbila just outside Ouagadougou, the plant is a 25-megawatt photovoltaic (PV) installation paired with a battery energy storage system (BESS). The battery package, reported as about 5 megawatts/20 megawatt-hours in public summaries, allows the plant to smooth output. The project was approved by the Burkinabe Council of Ministers and financed via a concessional loan from China's Export-Import Bank. Reports peg the loan at roughly €45.7 million, about $49 million. Construction timelines announced in 2024 to 2025 set the build at around 12 to 15 months, with commissioning expected in the 2025 to 2026 window. Site preparation on the former Donsin airport plot, installation of PV arrays sized for 25 MWP, civil works for mounting structures, cabling, and inverters, construction of a small substation and grid connection to Sonabel, the national utility, and installation of the battery storage facility with associated power conversion systems and battery management. 4. Mining sector restructuring and state mining company projects. If energy and transport are the visible public goods, gold mining is where Burkina Faso's public finance often obtains its oxygen. In the mid-2020s the government pursued a decisive shift, increased state control over strategic mining assets. That political and economic pivot led to transfers of several gold properties to the state vehicle known as SOPAMIB, Société de Participation Minière du Burkina. Bungu and Wagnian are two flagship assets that attracted headlines. The state moved to take control after disputed sales and legal fights involving previous operators, and it negotiated settlements that included cash payments and royalty provisions. Official moves to nationalize or transfer ownership were formalized in 2024 and reinforced by decrees and subsequent operational funding in 2025. SOPAMIB's mandate is to hold and operate assets on behalf of the state, invest in mine rehabilitation, and extract greater fiscal value from mineral wealth. Financing for restart and operational support has been a mix of state funds and regional development bank assistance. 3. Cross-border road upgrading. The Bobo-Dioulasso-Banfora Côte d'Ivoire/Banfora-Ouattara corridor is a major infrastructure push. It will rehabilitate about 155 kilometers of the road from Bobo-Dioulasso to the Côte d'Ivoire border and build a new 42 kilometers link from Banfora to Ouattara. Funding comes from the African Development Bank Group via its African Development Fund, about €156.66 million approved in November 2024 for Burkina Faso and neighboring Mali. Co-funders include the Islamic Development Bank and the European Union. The road width and design are quite ambitious. In some urban zones the carriageway will be 14 m wide, 2 lanes each way plus cycle lanes plus sidewalks. The bridge over the Laraba River, about 100 m, is to be modernized and dual-lane. The execution period is targeted for 2024 to 2030. When completed, it will open access from western Burkina Faso's agricultural heartland, Hautes-Bassins and Cascades regions, to the port of Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire, reducing transport time and cost. 2. Water and sanitation systems expansion. Now turning to water and sanitation, vital for human development. Burkina's government, together with the AFDB, launched 2 linked projects, PASIPA, 2R, Water and Sanitation Services Improvement for Resilience Building, and FIPA, 8P, Promotion of Hygiene, Drinking Water Supply, and Sanitation for 8 provinces. The AFDB approved the combined financing of approximately €43 million in 2023. For PASIPA, 2R, about 30 drinking water systems, 100 high-capacity boreholes, 200 autonomous water stations, and 160 washhouses, across 6 regions, Center-West, Center-North, Center-South, North, Central Plateau, and Sahel. Besides, for FIPA, 8P, 29 water supply systems, 30 autonomous solar pumping stations, 3,500 family latrines, 100 institutional latrine blocks, plus awareness raising among 250,000 people on wash, water, sanitation and hygiene. Once completed, it will reduce open defecation, improve hygiene, ease the burden on women, who often spend 30+ minutes fetching water, and support health outcomes. For instance, clean water and sanitation enable productivity, less illness, better school attendance, and stronger resilience to climate shocks. 1. Irrigation Infrastructure Program. The PIGO Plus, project for small-scale irrigation in the Grand West and East, is critical. It's funded by KfW, the German Development Bank, and also supported by the Agence Française de Développement, AFD. The budget is about €24.5 million for the KfW component, 2024 to 2029. It covers the development of 1,198 hectares of lowlands, 274 hectares of irrigated perimeters, storage and processing facilities, 34 cereal/onion stores, 9 input shops, and 10 units of processing, plus training 20,000 producers. It is expected to add additional production through the construction of 4,792 tons of paddy rice and 8,127 tons of vegetables. Once completed, it will enhance food security, create income for rural households, boost small-scale irrigation, and shift away from sole reliance on rain. Besides, in Burkina Faso agriculture employs 80% of population and contributes 1/3 of GDP, per FAO data. Increasing irrigation means stabilize the population yields, less dependence on erratic rains, and more export potential. To wrap up, when you string these projects together, for a country like Burkina, landlocked and vulnerable to weather and transport hurdles, these are meaningful levers. For Burkina, they directly support structural transformation, moving from subsistence rain-fed farming to irrigated, market-oriented agriculture, linking remote regions to ports, and raising living standards. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment for more. See you in the next one.